Hello and welcome to Inside Iraq. I'm David Foster. Who said the war wasn't about oil? If a new law is passed in Iraq, the big multinationals will get a huge share of the country's vast oil wealth, with deals that could secure them black gold for several generations to come. Iraq's Prime Minister Nouri al-Maliki is reportedly finalising deals which he says are for the benefit of all the country's religious and ethnic communities. Critics accuse al-Maliki of handing over the country's national wealth. So is the new oil law really good news for all Iraqis, or is it part of a US game plan to take control of the world's second largest oil reserves? Here's Nicole Johnston.
Iraq's most valuable natural asset, its oil, under attack. But there are two battles underway. One is to protect its pipelines. The other is to protect it from foreign firms, which are after a share of the profits. The world's biggest oil companies are already there and ready to sign deals. It's expected that by the end of this month, 5 oil consortiums will agree to supply equipment and support to the Iraq oil industry.
Technical service or technical support agreements are probably at this stage the most practical and the quickest way of increasing Iraq's production capacity.
And here's where the agreements are. In the northern region of Kirkuk, Shell has the concession. In the south near Basra, BP is in the Rumaila oil field. Close by is ExxonMobil in Al Zabiya. And sharing a number of other oil fields in the south are companies including Chevron, BHP Billiton and Total. For BP, Shell, Total and ExxonMobil, it's their first venture back into Iraq. They were driven out 36 years ago when the industry was nationalised. But they have not been offered a share of future Iraqi oil profits. Not yet, anyway. These deals are a stopgap measure. Iraq pays the companies to help them develop the fields. In the meantime, the country's oil law has been in limbo for 2 years. Critics say it gives foreign companies too much control.
There is the sensitivity and concern that the Iraqi people have when it comes to oil. They all are very skeptical, and they have to be convinced whatever form the foreign involvement is going to be in their oil industry, that it will be beneficial for Iraqi nation.
The other problem is Iraq's regions. They claim the constitution gives the reserves to them, not the federal government.
That would probably lead to conflicts in the future between the provinces and the federal government, between the provinces themselves.
So the Kurdistan regional government has gone it alone. It gave up waiting for the national oil law and signed 15 private deals of its own. The Iraqi government says these are illegal. So now, with foreign companies about to move back into town, the battle for oil is set to begin. And this time, it's about the profits. Nicole Johnston, Inside Iraq.
Are Iraqis signing away their future with this controversial new oil law? And is the oil law linked in any way to agreements between the US and Iraq over a long-term US military presence in the country? To discuss these issues, we have with us Kamil Mahdi, an economist from the University of Exeter in the United Kingdom, and Robert Bryce, an oil and energy expert from Austin in Texas. Well, unfortunately, despite many attempts, we can't get any officials from the Iraqi oil ministry to be in this discussion. But here are some remarks recently defending the new oil law.
We will not look at the nationality of the companies. We will not have any political consideration in our contract bidding.
I believe we have to give the Iraqi government and the Iraqi parliament the flexibility to decide what is the best for Iraq. If we Iraqis can develop our oil industry by ourselves, with our expertise, with our money, with our manpower, let it be. I am 100% behind it and for it. But if we cannot, and if we need to ask foreign companies to come and invest in Iraq, I think we should. To exclude foreign investment in Iraq completely is absolutely wrong.
Yes, we could buy the expertise. There is no doubt about that. But we not really do need the expertise. We need the technology as well. And we need the finance. And we need really time to be as short as possible. All this factor cannot come together only by bringing the expertise. So we need all this together to be able to build Iraq, reconstruct Iraq, and Iraq needs to be constructed as soon as possible.
Well, some thoughts there on where the money's going, how much there's going to be, and to whom. Kamil Mahdi, let me turn to you first of all in the United Kingdom, down at Exeter University. Who's going to get the most out of this? Will it be the multinationals, the Shells, the Exxons, the BPs, or will it be the Iraqi people?
Well, the Iraqi people have their interest in their oil, whereas Shell and BP and Exxon are interested in controlling that oil. So the oil law itself is in fact designed to bring these companies into a position that would, if applied in the way that they would want, they would get control of the reserves of Iraq that have been nationalized back in 1961 and in 1972. There's absolutely no need for Iraq to bring these companies back